Shalom WJC family. This Shabbat is the Shabbat of Parshat Emor, getting towards the end of the book of Leviticus, the third to last Parsha, and it's most famous for the list of holidays that it contains. But today I want to focus on what comes right after that. After that list of holidays, we learn a story of a man who blasphemes the name of God. He gets into a fight and blasphemes the name of God. It says in the text, there came out among the Israelites one whose mother was Israelite and whose father was Egyptian. And a fight broke out in the camp between the half-Israelite and a certain other Israelite. The son of the Israelite woman pronounced the name in blasphemy. And he was brought to Moses. Now his mother's name was Shlomit, daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. So what happened here? Two people get into a fight. One erupts at the other, tells him where he can go using God's name. And now they don't know what to do. I don't want to get too deep down the rabbit hole of why they don't know what to do, because he's only part Israelites. It seems, remember, this is all new. It's a new nation. And they're just figuring out who to count among the Israelites and who not. In this case, if he's not an Israelite, it seems like maybe he would be off the hook, not how it comes out in the end. But Rashi's comment on this is very, very interesting, and that's what I actually want to focus on. Rashi asks, why does it say that he's of the tribe of Dan, or that the mother, Shlomit, is of the tribe of Dan? And Rashi explains this mention also of the parent and the tribe of the woman teaches us that the wrongdoer brings shame upon himself, shame upon his parent, and shame upon his whole tribe. You know, this is an old Jewish idea that whenever a Jewish person does something wrong, it brings shame upon all the Jews. It's a shanda for the goyim, we would say, right? It makes Jews look bad. But that's not where Rashi stops. And it's the next part that I think is just so important and powerful for today. Rashi goes on and says, similarly, we find the name of Dan mentioned to express praise. Like with regard to Oholiav, the craftsman of the entire tabernacle, he's called the son of Achisamach of the tribe of Dan. Here, the descent of Oholiav imply praise for him, praise for his father, and praise for the whole tribe of Dan. So what is Rashi doing here? He's saying, when we do wrong, yes, it ripples outward. Why? Because we are all connected. Because there's no such thing as an individual, and therefore, because of our connection to our family, because of our connection to our tribe, our neighborhood, our people, whatever we do, it's going to ripple outward. And so we shouldn't think we can do wrong in a vacuum. But what's interesting to me here is that the opposite also appears to be true. And we don't look at that side very often. Right? And that because we're all connected, when we do good, that also has a profound effect. That ripples out. In our family, in our parentage, in our tribe, in our neighborhood, all around us. And I think it is not only the Jewish people who have a tendency to look at the first half of the equation a lot and the second half of the equation not quite enough. Right? We all think, particularly at a time like this, when everything we do or say or think or feel is enhanced so much by the situation we are experiencing. We think that the bad will be magnified so extraordinarily. And that's what we look at. And it's a dark, pessimistic place. And it's not that that's wrong. It's just that the opposite is also true. At a difficult time like this, it is also just as true that the good that we do is magnified and enhanced. That it can and will have more of an impact. And I'll tell you, watching this whole pandemic unfold, I see a lot more of that side, the good side of the interconnectedness of us all, than the negative side. Yes, not everyone is behaving perfectly. Not every decision is wonderful. But the imagination of what the world would look like, what this country would look like under a pandemic, the massive evil and atrocities, that would be committed under the banner of this disease spreading across our country, those dreams, those fantasies, those nightmares, they have not come true. On the other hand, looking around at all the ways people have found to do good and to see the impact of that good amplified all around us, whether it's sending each other virtual hugs, sharing life cycle moments and sweet moments and celebrations in new ways, whether that's on Zoom or with a party parade going by someone's house to celebrate something. Yeah, party parade, it's imperfect. It's not how we would prefer to be celebrating, but boy, is it meaningful. And boy, will those pictures and those images last in the heart of not only the people being honored, but also the people participating forever. I'm not sure a graduation party would have the same effect. Again, I wouldn't purposely trade one for the other. But the effect, the impact of the good is so extraordinary. And we're seeing that time and again all around. Celebrities doing good, people doing good, organizations finding new and creative ways to support the people that need them, maybe need them now more than ever. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful reminder that people are mostly good. And our neighborhoods, our families, our tribes, to use Rashi's language, they're mostly good. And that tragedy and difficulty and this awful pandemic that we're living through, it is bringing out much more of the good in people than the bad. It's a nice thought. I wish we never had to test it, but it's good to know that we live in a place where the ripples of good quickly drown out the ripples of the bad, of the negative. And the fact that we are all interconnected is exactly what we can use to lift ourselves up, lift each other up, and point us in the direction of hope, of redemption, of health. And as long as we have each other, as long as we support each other that way, we will indeed have success. We will indeed be connected to that greater, most beautiful source of holiness, that is God. And that we can be a part of that interconnected web of holiness that binds this world together. I see it now more clearly than I ever have before, as I'm sure you do as well. Now is not a time for celebration. Now is a time for mourning and sadness. But it's not wrong to celebrate the fact that we can support each other through that mourning and that sadness, and that we, part of this beautiful community, this beautiful family, this beautiful tribe, we are not alone. You are not alone. If you're feeling lonely, please reach out. We're here for you. Shabbat Shalom.